Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're cracking the code on something that drives us all mad. UK parking fines. Got a ticket slapped on your windscreen? Don't just pay up and grumble. In the next 10 minutes, I am going to share some insider tips on how to build a rock-solid appeal that has a real chance of success. We're not talking about just asking nicely. We're diving into the legal arguments and procedural details that adjudicators actually look for. So buckle up, because this could save you a fair bit of cash. First things first, when you get that dreaded yellow packet, your first instinct might be to panic. Don't. The most crucial thing is to act quickly but calmly. Don't immediately pay the fine. Paying is an admission of liability, and once you've paid, your right to appeal is gone. The first thing you should do is gather evidence, right there and then. Take photos of everything. Your car, its position, the parking sign, any road markings or lack thereof. Get close-ups of the sign to see if it is obscured by a tree or if the text is faded. Check the road markings. Are they worn out? Unclear? Document it all. Take a picture of the ticket machine if it was broken. If you have a valid pay and display ticket, take a clear photo of it, making sure the time is visible. Your phone is your best friend in this situation. Now, let's talk about the appeal itself. Your first port of call is an informal appeal directly to the council or the private company that issued the ticket. You usually have 14 days to do this. The key here is to be clear, concise, and polite. State your reasons for appealing and attach your evidence. Now, what are valid reasons? Well, there are many. Perhaps the signs were confusing or hidden. Maybe the parking bay lines were so faint you couldn't see them properly. Was the ticket machine out of order? That's a strong reason. Or maybe you broke down and were waiting for recovery. If you have a receipt from the breakdown service, that's golden. Another common one is if you were only a few minutes late back to your car. While not a guaranteed win, some councils will show leniency, especially if you have a good reason for the delay, like a medical emergency. Let's get into the specifics of the signs and lines, because this is where many councils fall down. The regulations for parking signs and road markings are incredibly strict under the traffic signs, regulations, and general directions. If a sign or line doesn't meet these precise legal requirements, the restriction it's trying to enforce might be invalid. For example, is the sign at the right height? Is it facing the right way? Are the dimensions of the parking bay correct? You might need to do a bit of research online, but checking these details can be a game changer. If you find a discrepancy, point it out clearly in your appeal and quote the specific regulation if you can. This shows you've done your homework and aren't just chancing it. Another powerful tool in your arsenal is the observation period. For many contraventions, a traffic warden, or civil enforcement officer as they're officially known, must observe the vehicle for a set period before issuing a ticket. This can be anything from 2 to 10 minutes depending on the specific contravention and the council's policy. For example, when loading or unloading heavy goods. If you were just gone for a moment to drop something off and got a ticket instantly, you can argue that no proper observation period was given. You can request the CEO's notes as part of your appeal to see how long they watched your vehicle. If the notes are missing or show no observation time, you have a very strong case. What happens if your informal appeal is rejected? Don't lose hope. This is very common. The council is essentially hoping you'll give up and pay. But you don't have to. Your next step is a formal appeal. The council will send you a notice to owner. This is a more formal document, and you'll have 28 days to respond. You'll need to fill out the form they provide and restate your case. This is your chance to add any more evidence or strengthen your arguments. Be meticulous. Reference your photos, receipts, and any legal points you found. It's really about building a comprehensive file that proves your point. At this stage, they have to consider your appeal more seriously. If they reject it again, they must explain why and tell you how to escalate it. This brings us to the final stage, the independent adjudicator. If the council rejects your formal appeal, you can take your case to the Traffic Penalty Tribunal or, in London tribunals. This is a free and impartial service. Don't be intimidated by this. It's not a scary courtroom drama. Most appeals are handled online or by post, and you don't have to attend in person unless you want to. The adjudicator is a solicitor who will look at the evidence from both you and the council and make a legally binding decision. And here's the crucial part. The burden of proof is on the council. They have to prove that the contravention occurred. If their evidence is weak, maybe their photos are blurry, or they can't prove the signs were compliant, the adjudicator will likely rule in your favor. So when you present your case to the adjudicator, be strategic. Focus on the facts and the law. Keep emotion out of it. Structure your appeal logically. Start with a brief summary, then present your points one by one, each supported by evidence. For instance, point 1. The signage was unclear. As shown in Exhibit A and B. Point 2. The council's own photos fail to show the alleged contravention clearly. Point 3. The required observation period was not followed, as evidenced by the CEO's notes, or lack thereof. This methodical approach is what wins cases. Remember, adjudicators are legal professionals. They respond to well-reasoned, evidence-based arguments, not just pleas for sympathy. Let's quickly touch on private parking tickets, often called parking charge notices. These are different from council-issued penalty charge notices. Private tickets are invoices for a breach of contract between you and the landowner. The appeals process is different. If they reject it, you can appeal to an independent body like POPLA or the IAS. A key argument here is whether the charge is a genuine pre-estimate of loss. In other words, did the car park operator actually lose £100 because you overstayed by 10 minutes? Usually not. And the fairness of the terms and conditions is still a very strong route to take. Always check if the parking company is a member of an accredited trade association, like the British Parking Association or the International Parking Community. If they're not, they have limited power to chase you for the money. So to recap the key steps for a council fine: 1. Gather evidence immediately. 2. Make an informal appeal within 14 days to keep the 50% discount offer on the table. 3. If rejected, make a formal appeal when you receive the notice to owner. 4. If that's also rejected, take your case to the independent adjudicator. The key is to be persistent, methodical, and evidence-led. Don't be put off if the council rejects you at the early stages. They often do. The independent adjudicator is your best shot at a fair hearing. By understanding the process and leveraging the procedural requirements, you can turn a frustrating situation into a successful appeal. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope these tips empower you the next time you find a ticket on your car. Don't just pay it, challenge it. Please bear in mind, all the information given here is correct at the time of publishing, but situations and laws can change. You may need to confirm everything is still correct before you proceed. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future content. Let me know in the comments if you've ever successfully appealed a parking ticket. I'd love to hear your stories. See you in the next video.